Big East Spring Sports is in full force, and we're here to get you updated on it from our New York City studios. John Fanta with you, as I'll tell you what, folks, we're already getting close to Spring Sports Championship season. The year has just flown by. But before we get you updated with a whip around, let's start with the top plays, the best segment of the week. We start with lacrosse. Ethan Walker. He had 8 goals in an outstanding performance by the Pios. Denver downing Villanova, and how about that? Whipping it through. What a goal. To the softball field. J.C. McGill. They say let it fly in Omaha. That's what the second baseman's doing for Creighton. Making the snag. Getting a good out there for Creighton. And we're staying with the Blue Jays. Thomas Lovano. He's become used to making web gems from corner to corner. At the hot corner from third. Nice slide. And then to get up quickly. Web gem material there from Lovano. Number 2, Trevor Baptiste. One of the best players in America. Maybe the best. How about that? I mean, he's just a face-off artist, folks. And this is why Denver is dominating in Big East men's lax and America. Baptiste, so special, willing Denver to a great win. And then, John Wagner, the hero for Marquette. In overtime, an epic game against St. John's. Wagner slicing and dicing. The Canadian comes up clutch to deliver for the Golden Eagles. Wagner comes in at number 1, and he's coming up on the Big East Spring Sports Update. As we stay with lacrosse, we want to remind you there's a big one coming up tonight, FS1, 7 Eastern Time. Marquette playing host to number 14 Notre Dame. We're going to preview that soon with John Wagner. But first, we look at some highlights here from the past weekend. And I talked about it, folks. Denver making a statement with the win at Villanova. That was a top 10 matchup on the Big East Digital Network between the Pios and the Wildcats. And Denver came out guns a-blazing. They were on a roll early. Their offense unstoppable. And Villanova just overwhelmed on its home field. And Denver ends up dominating in this one. 22-6. What a performance by Bill Tierney's team. And this is a Denver squad that will welcome St. John's this weekend. Right now, at the top of the Big East and continually performing well in this conference year in and year out. As we turn to St. John's and Marquette. Talked about the Red Storm going to Denver this weekend. Well, first they had an epic encounter with the Golden Eagles. This was back and forth as you see down the wire here, 10-9. St. John's on top. But then Connor McClellan, huge through the down low scramble, inside and scoring to tie it up. This goes into overtime, and Marquette, they had to come from behind, down 10-8. Then there it is, John Wagner coming up huge to get the Golden Eagles the road win. And in Big East lacrosse, a condensed league, when you win on the road, oh, it is huge for your momentum. And John Wagner, unbelievable what he's done. We caught up with him to talk Marquette men's lax. Need a game winner? Then John Wagner's got you covered. He's been rolling for the Marquette Golden Eagles. In their first 9 games, he's got 4 game winners, and the junior joins us now. John, do you have the clutch gene?
Not sure about that. Just right place at the right time with an offense that's helping me out. So click together and make it work.
What's going through your mind in these situations, and why are you able to execute in these situations so late in games to come up huge for your team?
I guess at that point, you're just kind of relying on second nature to kick in. You've been playing against the team. You get used to the defense. Everyone kind of reacts to what you're doing. They kind of free up some space, and if you get the lane, you get the lane, take it to the net. If not, you work it around and rely on someone else to make the play. So it's just happened to fall on my stick with the defense opening up for it and taking the shot, and thankfully it's gone in.
What was it like to get the road win at St. John's? 5-4 now on the season as you reach the final 4 games of the regular season.
Yeah, definitely a big one for us. Big East play, that's where we say it really matters. So whatever's happened in the past, you take it, you learn from it. Big East play is what matters. So definitely a big win versus St. John's. Big one over Georgetown. Tough with Villanova, but Denver and Providence to look up for. Do some scouting on them and really prepare for what's in front of us.
You just brought it up with the different teams in this conference. How is the conference grind?
It's always a good game against any team you play. There's a big rivalry between us. Definitely some back and forth play with the way that things have worked out in the last 2 years. I guess you can call it an upset, but we work hard. We earn our wins. We got a target on our back, so any game's a big game with people coming at us for a win.
You face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 7 Eastern time, Wednesday night, FS1.
Yep.
You've yet to beat Notre Dame. How much does that play a part going into the matchup?
We always say any game's a big game, but Notre Dame's always gritty. They played us tough. We played them tough. It's been a back and forth game for the last couple of years, so definitely a big game for us, a momentum game, and we just get to go out there and play. So that's what it's about. It's about getting together, making plays, making mistakes, and learning from it. So we prepared this week, done a lot of mental game to prepare for it, and just bring our best effort, work hard, and let the results show.
You're from Ontario. I know you have some hockey experience.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Well, I'm a Red Wings fan, and it's a little bit of a rebuilding year for them, so not too sure. I know I got a couple Leafs fans that are rooting for Toronto, so a big rivalry with the Red Wings, the Maple Leafs, and you got some friends pushing my buttons on it. But with how busy we are, I haven't really been following too much. But take it as it goes.
What do you guys like to do off the field?
There's not a lot of free time being a student athlete. We've got a lot of lacrosse and school and whatnot. We go out for dinners occasionally. We like to play some board games. We just picked up Catan, so a lot of the housemates are sitting at the table. But we'll have the guys over for a movie and just enjoy each other's presence.
Did you say Catan?
Catan.
Is it bad that I've never played that game?
Yep, you got to get into it. It's awesome.
How do you play? What is it?
It's a strategic game, so we play with teams of 2, 4 teams each, so 8 guys at the table, and it sounds a little dorky. You got to build resources and expand your city out, and it gets competitive, definitely heated, and you kind of tear down some relationships and you make them up at the end of the game, but it's all in good fun. Just to kind of sit around the table and get to know each other, it's a great experience.
I'm more of a Connect 4 guy.
Yeah, drop them in.
You said you'd like to go out to dinner together. Well, I'm a bit of a foodie, so where do you go?
There's a couple $2 taco places downtown on Tuesday, Thursday nights that we go down for. We're on the college budget, so go down, get some tacos. Usually a group of 10 or 15 of us, mostly offensive guys, and defense guys will jump in. But go down and just grab some tacos and kick it back.
The offensive guys, it sounds like they like to have a little bit more fun than the defensive guys.
Yeah, it always seems to be that way.
Why is that?
Defense is defense. They're always hyping us up, but not trying to stay away from them. They beat us up in practice. We're always good friends, but trying to build a tight-knit group on offense, just the way the season's going. We're doing what we can to get better, and a lot of new guys on the field, so just familiarizing ourselves with each other and trying to build a bond like we have in the past. So,
favorite Coach Amplo quote, story? Give it to me.
There's been quite a few stories that definitely come to mind. He's done a lot for us and for me personally. But he's just kind of ingrained this culture here that sticks with us, and just doing the little things right and doing the right thing all the time is kind of what's going to stick with me. Through lacrosse, through business, whatever it may be in the future. It's just do your job, do it right, and good things will come.
What's it going to come down to for this Marquette team to get another Big East championship and do something special in NCAAs?
I think it's always been for us just putting your head down and working hard. We don't have the most talent in the world, and we know that. The kids that come in aren't the most highly recruited, but we're okay with that, and we accept that. We understand that. So, just work hard, do the little things right, do your job, accept your role, and execute it. And when you do that, then good things follow. So we take it day by day, get better each day when you can, and just hope for the best. But with the plan that we have, the coaches we have, the players we have, if you do your job, then good things do come.
He's been the hero 4 times already for Marquette. You may just see him do it again on FS1, 7 Eastern, Wednesday night when Marquette takes on Notre Dame. John Wagner, thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Golden Eagles and number 14, Notre Dame tonight at 7 again, FS1. Check out the standings. Denver off to the 2-0 start, and they will welcome in St. John's this weekend. Georgetown is at Villanova. That's on Fox College Sports Atlantic. That'll be crucial there, folks. As you see, it's the top 4 that make the Big East Men's Lacrosse Tournament. So a big one between the Hoyas and the Wildcats, and then Providence. Friars are at Marquette. That's on the Big East Digital Network this weekend. Should be a big one. We turn to our second point, and that goes to the Diamond. Big East baseball play is underway. It started up this past weekend, and the St. John's Red Storm, they started off this season carrying in momentum from a great year last year, and Ed Blankmeyer's got his team off to a 3-0 start in conference play after a sweep at Villanova. Jamie Gallazin and company powering this offense. The Red Storm, this is on Sunday, bringing in a couple of runs and then extending the lead to 3-1 on this RBI base hit to left. And then St. John's pitching, once again, it's deep. Their rotation can get it done. There's the save, lockdown, and the Johnnies, they get the sweep. They've got a lot going on their side, even a brand new turf field in Queens, and that'll be broken out this weekend as they play their conference home opener Friday against Ed Service's Creighton Blue Jays, who, by the way, you got to credit Creighton and Butler for playing 2 games at SIU Edwardsville. They made it work. The series was supposed to be canceled due to bad weather in Omaha. Well, the 2 teams found a location. They went out to Edwardsville. They got the 2 games in. They did split that doubleheader, but still, that says a lot about those 2 programs and those 2 coaches to figure out a way to play those games. As we turn to Big East softball, and the DePaul Blue Demons are on top once again, the reigning conference tournament champions. But the league showed parity this past weekend. Georgetown taking 2 of 3 from the Blue Demons. That's the Hoyas' first series win ever over DePaul. And with how things stand right now, DePaul at the top. And this is going to be interesting here to see how things develop, because the middle of the conference is an absolute logjam in Big East softball. So still a long way to go for teams. Still 4 series on the conference calendar. So very early, but DePaul at the top. And then it's Creighton and St. John's right behind. And a complete logjam as the top 4 in Big East softball end up heading to Rosemont for the conference tournament. As we move to point number 4 on this spring update, and that goes to the world of women's lacrosse. A battle for first is on deck this weekend in Gainesville. Florida and Marquette are both 5-0 in conference play, and now they're going to meet on Saturday at noon down in the Sunshine State. Could it be a preview of the conference tournament title game? It could very well be. These 2 teams have really been rolling. As you can see, both 5-0. And then, you know what, folks? It's going to be quite the race for 4th. I mean, the Denver Pioneers are right there, but Vanderbilt's 3-2, and the Commodores are going to take on Georgetown this weekend. That'll be an intriguing matchup, but a major logjam in the middle there. One thing's for sure, conference supremacy will be decided this weekend because you've got Florida and Marquette both at 5-0. Our fifth and final point. The world of esports, folks. It has arrived to the Big East. And the finals are set for Saturday and Sunday of the first Big East Esports Invitational. DePaul has been on a roll. In Rocket League, in League of Legends, the Blue Demons, they set the standard this past weekend. But you've got Seton Hall right behind in the Rocket League. And then Villanova and the Hall in second and third, respectively, in the League of Legends. And again, on Saturday and Sunday, the finals, you can watch on Twitch TV, and that's through the ESL, as well as the Big East YouTube channel. So that's how you can watch, folks. Esports has really been coming on, and now it's arrived to the Big East with DePaul setting the tone in the conference this past weekend. There they are, and they dominated. I mean, you could see it in that war room right there. Those guys were locked in, and they're now looking to win the first Big East Esports Invitational. Good for the Blue Demons. Catch it on Twitch and the Big East YouTube channel. You can watch other Big East sports this weekend, of course. Here's where you can find them. It all begins tonight on FS1, 7 Eastern Time. Golden Eagles, Fighting Irish. I know what I'm doing at 7 tonight. Getting right to FS1. I'm going to have my Indians on Fox Sports Go and some Big East men's lax on FS1. This weekend, you got Seton Hall and Xavier in baseball action, as well as get to Fox College Sports for Villanova and Georgetown in men's lacrosse. Big one on Saturday. And your BEDN men's lax schedule features Marquette and Providence with a little ESPN3 and PSN action mixed in there. Seton Hall, baseball, and Xavier, and then St. John's and Seton Hall, Metro rivals, renewing their series in Queens. Big East Shoot-Around is back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and the conference had 7 guys this year get honored in some sort in All-American fashion. You're going to see the best of the best from them. It's all led off by Jalen Brunson, who declared today for the NBA draft and what a career he has had. We'll talk about all that. Travis Steele with quite the first week on the job at Xavier, and much, much more in the world of Big East Hoops, because that is year-round. We're live with you tomorrow, 1 o'clock from our Manhattan studios. So long for now, Big East fans, and don't miss Marquette and ND tonight on FS1.